Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Clock Council. How are we all? Hopefully, all of you are having a fantastic day from wherever you are around the world. For some reason, I had two headphones in instead of one, but hello. Hopefully, all of you are having a fantastic Friday from wherever you are around the world. And of course, welcome back to our match preview show for, of course, Liverpool versus Bournemouth, or Bournemouth v Liverpool. Of course, 12 tomorrow afternoon away from home. Of course, again, I think pretty much all of us are still bouncing off of Liverpool beating Manchester United by 7 goals to nil. I think that's still everyone's bouncing off of it, or it might just be me. But let me know how you lot are feeling in the comment section down below as well, and let me know. Are you looking forward to the Bournemouth game? Are you excited? Are you nervous? And all that good, lovely stuff. Of course, we're going to be talking about a few things tonight. Of course, we'll be speaking, of course, about Bournemouth v Liverpool. We'll also be speaking as well about Jurgen Klopp's press conference, what he had to say today to break the news for us today, of course, concerning injuries. He did also speak as well about Roberto Firmino and that scenario as well. And of course, speaking about Luis Diaz and other bits and pieces as well. So again, well, did he mention anything else? No, he didn't mention anything else, as far as I can just see on my list. But again, we'll be speaking of obviously a bit more in depth in a few things as well in tonight's episode as well. But if there's anyone new around here, then please hit the like button, please hit that subscribe button as well. It's very much appreciated as always. Doug is in here. He's saying hello, evening, Connor. Hello, Doug, and hello, Tom. Can't wait for Brentford to beat you tomorrow. But yeah, good seeing you as well, Tom. As well. He's gonna hate me for saying that. But yeah, hello, Tom. Hopefully on a fantastic day, my friend, as well. But of course, well, if you haven't seen the dramatic news when it comes to the BBC and Gary Lineker at the moment, I don't think Match of the Day have a host at the moment with the BBC. So if anyone wants the vacancy, go right to it, because I think genuinely the BBC are in huge trouble because nobody wants to host Match of the Day. Of course, with obviously what's happening with Gary Lineker, but I'm not going to majorly talk about that. Anyway, of course, we're here for Bournemouth v Liverpool, but we take a quick look then at the last couple of fixtures between the two sides. Of course, obviously that 9-0 victory back in August. Jesus Christ, that feels so far away from this season. It still feels like it's in another season. But yeah, Liverpool beat Bournemouth by 9 goals to nil last time out. Of course, that was of course Bournemouth Scott Parker's team. But of course, after that game, he got sacked, and has later got sacked against Club Brugge as well. So, again, not the best of times in that regard for Bournemouth. But again, they are bottom of the league at the moment. But there has been some encouraging performances for them as of late. But again, you look at the last Liverpool, last five Liverpool fixtures. Liverpool scored 21 goals in the last five appearances against Bournemouth, and again, Bournemouth have only scored one goal against Liverpool. So, by that method, Liverpool should do well tomorrow. But again, knowing Liverpool Football Club, they're all going to give us a new heart tomorrow, considering the fact that we beat Manchester United by 7 goals to nil. But still, it's Liverpool Football Club. They will, grind out a 1-0 win, a 2-1 win, and yet give us all a rough afternoon, anyway, I should say, to be fair. But we'll take a quick look then as well at the form sheets as well, because again, Liverpool, apart from that Real Madrid game, of course, I've now got obviously four clean sheets in a row in the Premier League, at least anyway. I think it's five clean sheets in a row as well. But yeah, you see there, obviously set that 7-0 again, brings a smile to my face. Obviously beating Wolves 2-0 as well, the 0-0 against Palace, and of course beating Newcastle 2-0 away at home as well. You look at Bournemouth's latest results, so again, very much unlucky to lose against Arsenal in what was a very, very good game. Obviously last time out, obviously losing to Manchester City as well, managing to beat Wolves away from home as well by 1-0. I think Dominic Solanke scored in that game as well, getting a draw against Newcastle, and then just narrowly losing to Brighton as well. Which again, when we've come up against Brighton, it's not been the best of seasons, isn't it? For Liverpool against Brighton in that regard as well. So again, I think the last time Liverpool did lose to Bournemouth was at Bournemouth in that weird, magical 4-3 comeback. Of course, that again feels like an absolute. I say an age ago. Again, that was back in 2017, which even now thinking about it, it is a very very long time ago. But of course, we still had the likes of Divock Origi, Sadio Mane, and Emre Can at the club. Of course, because they were the ones who scored the goals for Liverpool on that day. But even still, I think even looking back at that team, Liverpool have obviously come a very much long way from that. But still, even Bournemouth, just watching a couple of Bournemouth podcasts today, and they were saying that it's two ways that they could go around it. Either they stick to the encouraging 4-4-2 that they've seen, and they give Newcastle a lot of problems by that, or like what they've done against the big teams, like they did against Arsenal last time out, like they did against Manchester City. They are fully expecting a five at the back to be played against Liverpool, and it does beg into question, Liverpool's system in that regard. Do we do we go with Jota up top? Do we go with Cody Gakpo? I think if we were to say the front three, what would the front three be? I think realistically, I think all of us would be Mo Salah starts on the right, Darwin Núñez on the left, and then I think it is a little bit of a toss up in the middle. Obviously, we'll get onto starting number predictions in a moment, but I think people might even say Bobby might even come in to try and if they are going to be playing a five at the back. Obviously, Liverpool might want to draw a couple of defenders out, which Bobby can easily do in that regard as well, like he did so well in the last game against Bournemouth as well. So again, it's going to be an interesting game. I think obviously the 7-0 win against Manchester United will obviously still be in the players' minds and obviously encouragement in that regard. But even still, I think there is some encouragement, some encouraging points that we can bring on from the Manchester United game. Again, it's going to be a very different game. We know that Bournemouth aren't going to come out at Liverpool as much as what Manchester United tried to do against Liverpool, but again, you kind of expect what we're going to be coming up against in that regard anyway. But 82 Red TVs in as well, saying Conor Romano, big up lad as well. Hello boys, hopefully on a fantastic day. Saying can't stay long, drop the like as well. Thank you very much for that boys as well. If there are any mods in here, please put the boys links in the chat down below as well. Gary's in as well, saying Talio Old Bean as well. Hello Gary, hopefully you're having a fantastic Friday as well. And of course, I'm quietly confident with this. It is, of course, Liverpool's last game before the international break, of course, because again we've got this game, well, last Premier League game, I should say, because of course we do play Madrid, don't we, on Wednesday? But still, the fact that we could, in theory, be top four going on to the international break is encouraging, considering I think I was watching Anfield Rap this morning, and they were saying when we lost to Wolves 3-0, we were 11th in the league. I think we were 12 points up top four or somewhere around there, and now we're only 3 points away from top four. It does go to say that Liverpool have changed their season over the last couple of weeks, but still, we have to get the job done. Obviously, looking at other rivals and looking at other teams, I'm going to quickly have a look. I know Tottenham have Forest at home, but I'm not sure who Newcastle have. I think Newcastle have, yeah, they have Wolves at home. So again, there's, the way Spurs are playing at the moment, there's encouragement there, even though I know it's Forest at home for Spurs. I think the way Spurs are playing at the moment, you can't trust them to get a result. The same with Newcastle. I think you can trust more. You can be more relied on Newcastle getting a result and getting a win over Spurs at the moment. So, and again, even when we look at the league table, that I'll quickly get up for you guys now. Again, it's very well poised now for the top four race. because again, we're going into the international break next week. Obviously, Liverpool again, 42 points, 25 games played. Obviously, we've got a game in hand on Spurs as well. So again, with Newcastle having a game in hand over us as well. So again, we need results to go our way. But again, it's in our own hands whether or not we get top four this season or not as well. So again, it's encouraging signs for Liverpool, especially like I said, after that Wolves defeat over, I think 5-6 weeks ago now, it is encouraging the fact that Liverpool are there and thereabouts in terms of top four. But because again, like look, we could be miles off of it now. In that regard, but again, we've said for the last couple of weeks the results against Newcastle, the results against United and even Wolves, it felt like it was a change. Like we've said it all season after we've got one or two wins. We're like, oh yeah, now we're gonna kick on. We're gonna step forward. We haven't been able to do it, but I feel like now it feels slightly different. And for the better, of course, because you've got we've had the likes of Fabinho starting to become Fabinho again in that regard. Jordan Henderson doing what Hendo should be doing. Obviously, the front three now clicking in Cody Gakpo, Mo Salah, and Darwin Núñez, and it now begs the question of, do Liverpool keep the same team now week in, week out? Now, this is, like I said, the last game of the Premier League before the international break, because, of course, next week Fulham are in the FA Cup, I believe. So, again, we're not going to be able to play them. But even still, it's the fact that Liverpool can say that they got their job done after this weekend, and then have the international break, and then that will be the final stretch of the season then to go all out and get top four, which of course we now know as well. Just going slightly off that Jude Bellingham will choose his new club at, after the international break. So hopefully the whole sagas will be all over with as well. Anyway, but Liverpool will get third corner as well, says Gary. I hope so. I bloody hope so. But again, I would just honestly, I take fourth now at this stage, get Champions League, and just rebuild that next summer. Do not make the same mistakes as what we did last summer in going, yeah, we don't need anyone. We don't need midfielders. We don't need, if there's just a slight little false hope in the team. Like if we need a new centre half, and we're like, we're fine. No, you go and get a centre half. Please do not like second judge it. Oh, we'll be fine till next year. No, go and get a centre half, please, Liverpool. If we need it, of course. But again, we know what Liverpool needs, don't we, chat as well? But no idea what to expect. Could be 2-0 after 15 minutes. Could be 0-0 until the second half. Yeah, I think, in my opinion, I was going to say, I think that Liverpool Liverpool don't need to rush into it. Um, Obviously, if we were 2-0 up in 15 minutes, I'd say fair enough. Like that would be perfect start, obviously. But I think I think Liverpool will try and not get it. Obviously, they'll go for the jugular straight away. I think, but not where we're getting exposed too quickly. Again, Bournemouth are going to be stepping back off of Liverpool. That's what they did against Arsenal last week, where they got that 2-0 and then just their whole back line just went down and down and down. And then obviously Arsenal came back to win. And even against City, it was a little bit back and forth before then. City scored the second and the third in that regard. So again, I expect a good quality game tomorrow. But again, I'd like Liverpool just to get the game done and dusted nice and early, and then we can maybe rest players up then for Madrid midweek. But again, I'm not majorly focusing on Madrid. I want to get 3 points done and dusted here, and then we move on to Madrid. We just have to win and get 3 points, absolutely, as well. I'd absolutely agree on that point as well. Gary as well. But let me quickly scroll back up as well. Of course, yesterday we're not going to get onto the news bit now as well. Because of course, yesterday I mentioned Luis Diaz, and there were rumours suggesting that he could be in action this weekend to face Bournemouth. Of course, the latest rumours were suggesting that he was going to be back in full training, and of course be back with the Liverpool squad. Now, in today's Jurgen Klopp's press conference, of course he did speak on the injury news. Of course, he spoke on Luis Diaz, Joe Gomez, and Thiago Alcantara, saying all three not available for this game, different stages. Joey might be able to train at the beginning of next week. Luis, I hope during the next week. Thiago, we have to see. So again, and he did go on. If you guys watched the press conference as well, he did go on a bit more on Luis Diaz as well, saying that look, he will be back after the international break. When Liverpool are back, Luis Diaz will be and should be back for Liverpool. So again, just taking a quick look at, of course, the game after the international break is against Manchester City at 12:30. So again, hopefully, if everything is okay and he's fully fit and he's ready to go, Luis Diaz could be back to play against Manchester City. And that's obviously amazing news for us, but still, we have to be very cautious with him. Again, I don't want another Diogo Jota situation or another Luis Diaz situation where they're back, come back to training, and then they're out there for another 3, 4, 5 months. I don't want that. I want Luis Diaz to be fully fit, fully ready, even if that means he doesn't play for the rest of the season. I would not mind that. But again, if he can help Liverpool get top four and make an additional, if he could be an additional help to Liverpool's top four hopes, then absolutely wonderful. And the fact then we'd have all the front line fully fit and available would also be very, very good and absolutely amazing as well. But of course, Jurgen did also speak on the Bobby Firmino situation as well, saying he was a little bit surprised by Bobby's decision to leave the club as well. But and he did go on to say, but I respect it a lot. It's completely normal. I loved the reception he got. Now we want to bring a wonderful story to a positive end. The song will be in everybody's ears for a long time as well as, and of course, I think that if Liverpool obviously I think Liverpool at the end of the season will give a massive send off to Roberto Firmino. Of course, like we've already mentioned in other shows and other previews and so on. Like I think again, Bobby Firmino is a Liverpool legend, will be known as a Liverpool legend for the years to come. And again, the song's not going to go anywhere. I don't think. I think it's going to be sung for a very, very long time still to come anyway. But even still, guys, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below as well. Let me know your thoughts as well, and let me know your score predictions down below as well. I'm going to quickly check something. I accidentally clicked that. I'm going to quickly check something, guys, as well. But even still, I think obviously tomorrow it is going to be a tough game against Bournemouth. There's no easy team in the Premier League this season as well. But if we take a quick look as well at the league table down below, you look obviously Tom, you're going to be if Tom is still here, of course you're going to be majorly interested in this game because of course Bournemouth could go off or could get out of the relegation zone if results go their way tomorrow as well. So again, they're going to be playing for every bit of every bit tomorrow. So again, they could get off the bottom, and more importantly, they could even get out of the relegation zone if they were to win. Of course, they could go 16th in the league. So again, actually no, 17th in the league because again, goal difference is a thing. I completely forget about goal difference sometimes. Chat, I don't know if you guys do as well. But yeah, absolutely, they could be set out of the relegation zone and into 17th tomorrow as well, which would be very, very interesting indeed as well. As Gareth was saying, I'm going to go. I'm going to go 3-0. We have to be back after that performance as well. Yeah, absolutely. And I think again, obviously, we'll get on to my start line prediction, score prediction. But yeah, I think after the United performance and seeing how well we did in that second half, I think you have to, and especially against teams like we have played the recent weeks as well, the likes of Palace away. Newcastle away as well and getting results there. Obviously, I think that's the main thing in improving, and as Jurgen mentioned today as well, in improving that away record is crucial for Liverpool in terms of top four. Because again, I think in the top four race, if we were just doing it on home form, I think Liverpool would be third in the league. But again, away form, we would be completely gone out of the race in that regard. So again, Liverpool have to improve the away record, and we're slowly getting there. But again, it's not good enough at the moment. It's a chat, realistically. But still, guys, let me know your starting and predictions and down below as well. Let me know your guys' thoughts on starting and prediction. For me, I'm gonna go with this. It's same team as what I predicted last week. But yeah, I do think Harvey Elliott will be dropped for from the United game. I do think we will. Well, we might go back to Stefan Bajcetic on the left hand side of a front of a midfield three. Sorry, and again, I think it'd be Alisson, Trent, Ibu Kanate, Virgil van Dijk, Andy Robertson, Fabinho, Jordan Henderson, Stefan Bajcetic, Mohamed Salah, Cody Gakpo, and of course Darwin Núñez as well. I think that's probably at the moment. I think you could probably change between Bajcetic and Harvey Elliott, but apart from that, I think that is probably Liverpool's best 11 at the moment until, of course, Luis Diaz is back to full fitness. But again, it's like I said to you guys, I think there is a toss-up potentially between Gakpo and Jota, potentially, or even Roberto Firmino. But I think Gakpo might keep his place in that regard as well, and hopefully that will be the case as well. Anyway, but again, I'm going to go for a 3-0 Liverpool win. I'm hoping and praying Liverpool can perform to what we've seen and what was shown. Obviously, a couple of days ago against Manchester United. I say a couple of days ago, it's nearly a week ago. Of course, Liverpool beat Manchester United by 7-0. But again, we gotta perform and get the result against Bournemouth. We can't be having an absolute brilliant result against United and then letting Bournemouth beat us. We can't be allowing that if we want top four as well. And I think that's the thing where obviously, and we want to build the confidence going into Madrid as well, because I think 99% of us think that the game is over. Um, and the tie's over between Liverpool and Madrid. But if there's one team in Europe that can go on and make an impossible comeback, it would be Liverpool Football Club. We've done it plenty of times before, and I think quite honestly, I think if Liverpool can get if Liverpool can get an early goal in that game, like we did in the Barcelona game, first couple of minutes, get a goal, anything is open for interpretation. And I think again we'll need a miracle in Madrid, but again, I think the most important thing for Liverpool is just getting 3 points against Bournemouth, getting being in the top four for a couple of hours at least. But then even still, if results go our way, we will be in the top four for the weekend plus as well. So again, I think honestly Liverpool just get the job done, get Bournemouth done and dusted, and then hopefully then other teams then can, completely bottle their goings as well. Fingers crossed as well. Anyway, but guys, I am going to leave it there for tonight. Anyway, apologies it's such a short stream as well. Hello, Trap, as well. Sorry, sorry I am going before you came in as well. Apologies, it is a short stream as well. It was going to be a short stream tonight because I have to head off. I have to head off and do something as well. So hopefully all of you guys have a fantastic rest of your Friday. Hopefully I'll be live tomorrow after probably up to 4, 5, 6 o'clock with the post-match reaction. Hopefully after Liverpool have beaten Bournemouth by how many goals to nil. Hopefully it's 3-0 on that regard. But again, like we mentioned, Liverpool have scored 21 goals in the last 5 appearances against Bournemouth. So again, that would be an amazing achievement if we could, do something similar anyway. But again, any means of 3 points would be absolutely brilliant for the Reds tomorrow anyway as well. But guys, hopefully have a fantastic rest of your Friday. Hopefully, like I said, I will see you all tomorrow with the post-match reaction. If you're new around here as well, doing this for the first time, then please hit the like button, please hit that subscribe button, and I will see you all later on. Ta-ra.